Hello everyone and welcome to the online lecture series by Shet Vidya Mandir English High School and Junior College of Science and Commerce. Myself Jayesh Rajgor, and today we are going to study 12th Standard Economics chapter number 6, Index Number. My dear students, in the previous video lectures we have studied about index numbers. How exactly index numbers are a very important statistical tool to analyze economy, to understand the economy in a better way. My dear students, we saw the construction of index number through simple index number. Today in this video lecture we are going to discuss weighted index number and limitations of index number. My dear students, weighted index number is of utmost importance. Here we are going to see some important types of weighted index number construction, such as Laspeyres index number, or we can say Laspeyres price index, as well as Paget's price index. Let us begin. My dear students, in this method, suitable weights are assigned to various commodities. It gives relative importance to the commodity in the group. In most of the cases, quantities are used as weights. As you know, my dear students, index number are always used as statistical tool to analyze certain things. Here, a base year is taken for comparison and current year analysis is done on the basis of those comparisons. So, weighted index number, what it does exactly is it gives relative importance to the commodity in the group. And in most of the cases, my dear students, quantities are used as weights. Yes, there are various methods of constructing weighted index number, and the most popular ones are Laspeyres price index and Paget's price index, etc. So let us understand these two with the help of some solved examples. Etienne Laspeyres. Yes, my dear students, German economist Etienne Laspeyres formulated an index for measuring current prices for quantities in relation to those of selected base period. Basically, what Laspeyres index does is it helps in measuring current prices or quantities in relation to those of selected base period. The distinctive feature of Laspeyres index is that it uses a group of commodities purchased in the base period as the basis for comparison. So basically, my dear students, here in Laspeyres style of weighted index number, what it is done is the commodities purchased in the base period or the group of commodities are taken as the basis of comparison. Let us understand Laspeyres index number or Laspeyres price index number in detail. In this technique, my dear students, base year quantities are considered as weights. So as you know, my dear students, weighted index number is all about weights. So assigning weights become very important. Here in Laspeyres method, what we do is base year quantities are considered as weight. Laspeyres price index number is calculated with the following formula. The formula is very simple, my dear students. P01, that is price index number, it is equal to summation P1 Q0 upon summation P0 Q0 into 100. Basically what this means is nothing but 1 is the suffix of current year and 0 is the suffix of base year. So summation price of current year and quantity of base year divided by summation price of base year upon quantity of base year. Basically we need to first find out the products of price and quantities and then multiply it by 100. Let us understand it in detail, my dear students. Here 0 is base year, current year is 1. Remember this always, my dear students. Construct Laspeyres index for the given data. Here a simple question has been given, my dear students. 3 columns, commodities, base year and current year. You can see 0 is the suffix of base year. So P0 and Q0, these are the price for base year. For commodity A 20, B 10, C 40 and D 30. Similarly, quantity in the base year was for A commodity 4, for B 5, for C 8 and for D 4. And here are the prices and commodities or quantity of commodities for the current year. You can see for commodity A, the price in the current year is 30 and quantity is 6. Similarly for B, 20 and 8. For commodity C, 60 and 5. And for commodity D, 40 and 4. So let us apply the formula of Lasperus price index here. As you can see, we need to find out the product first for P1Q0. So P1 is nothing but current year price and Q0 is nothing but quantity of base year. What we are going to do is we are going to multiply these two. So 30 into 4 we are going to do, 20 into 5, 60 into 8 and 40 into 4. In this way we'll get P1Q0, my dear students. This is the product. 30 into 4 120, 20 into 5 100, 60 into 8 480 and 40 into 4 is 160. So in this way we got P1Q0. The next step is very simple. Find out the product of P0Q0. So prices of base year multiplied by quantity of base year. So basically these are the two columns over here. We are going to multiply these two. 20 into 4 will get 80, 10 into 5 50, 40 into 8 320, 30 into 4 120. So now we have got the products. What we'll do further is step number 3, add all the products P1Q0 obtained to derive summation P1Q0. So basically the total of all these commodity will come over here, that is 860. Similarly over here summation P0Q0 570. Now we can easily put the summations, that is the totals, in the formula very easily. So price index according to Lasperus method is summation P1Q0 upon summation P0Q0 into 100, 860 divided by 570 into 100, and we'll get the price index as 150.87. So in this way, my dear students, the technique is very simple. In Lasperus method, a group of commodities which are purchased in the base period are considered as the basis for comparison. Moving further, let us now understand the Pasche's method of index number. My dear students, German economist Hermann Pasche developed an index for measuring current price or quantity levels relative to those of selected base period. So basically Pasche's index number uses current period weighing. Yes, it is all about weights or assigning weights, my dear students. In the previous method of Lasperus index number, we saw that the base year is assigned as weights. Here in Pasche's index number, current year is going to be considered as weight. Let us understand the formula. Everything is in the formula, my dear students. If you get the formula correctly, you will understand it very easily. So price index number here is summation P1Q1 upon summation P0Q1 into 100. Basically prices and quantity of current year, price of base year into quantity of current year multiplied by 100. Let us understand with the solved example, my dear students. It is very easy. We have three columns once again: commodities, base year and current year. We have price and quantity of base year and price and quantity for the current year. Let us now first find products. So first what we are going to do is we'll find the product of P1Q1, basically current year multiplication, my dear students. So P1Q1, 5 8s are 40, 8 into 3 24, 2 into 10 20, 10 5s are 50. So we get summation product of P1Q1. Similarly, we'll find out the product for P0Q1. Now P0 is nothing but prices in the base year and Q1 is the quantity of current year. So the first column and the fourth column, what we are going to multiply now. 2 8s are 16, 4 3s are 12, 1 10s are 10, 5 5s are 25, and now nothing but doing the addition part. So P1 Q1 will add it all up, and the summation P1 Q1 will be 134. Similarly, P0 Q1, we'll add them all up and we'll get the total, that is summation P0 Q1 63. And now just we'll put it all in the formula very easily. Yes, my dear students, we'll put it in the formula something like this. The formula says price index number is equal to summation P1 Q1 upon summation P0 Q1 into 100. That is 134 upon 63 into 100 will give you 212.69. So in this way, my dear students, very easily with the help of Paget's formula and Laspeyres index formula, you can easily calculate index number or construct index number through simple as well as weighted index number method. My dear students, let us now study the last answer of this chapter, that is limitations of index numbers. Yes, my dear students, as you know, the index numbers are used as statistical tools for analysis or economic analysis. Somewhere or the other, every coin has two sides, and thus there are some limitations of index numbers as well. Index numbers are useful in practice, however, they suffer from certain limitations. Let us have a look at them one by one. Based on samples, it says. My dear students, as we saw, based on certain samples, it is not a complete study, and it is difficult to do a complete analysis, and thus when we take only samples, many assumptions are being made. Index numbers are generally based on samples, my dear students. We cannot include all the items in the construction of index number, hence they are not free from sampling errors. There can be bias, there can be partial in nature, and thus it is one of the biggest limitations. Moving further, bias in data, as I just said, my dear students, there can be partial sampling. The samples which are being chosen can be bias in nature, and thus index numbers are constructed on the basis of various types of data which may be incomplete. There may be bias in the data collected. This is bound to affect the results of the index number. So this is yet another limitations. Moving further, misuse of index number. Index numbers can be misused, my dear students. They compare a situation in the current year with a situation in the base year, as we just saw in the Laspeyres index, whereas also in the Paget's index, we saw that base year plays a very important role. Comparison plays a very important role. So somewhere or the other, when they compare a situation in the current year with a situation in the base year, a person may choose a base year which will be suitable for his purpose. For example, a businessman may choose a year in which his profit is high as the base year and show that his profit is falling in the current years. So this can be misused, and thus it is also one of the limitations. Moving further, my dear students, defects and formulae. There is no perfect formula for the construction of index number. It is only an average, and so it has all the limitations of an average. Similarly, there are always changes in the economy. Habits keep on changing. Taste, expectations of the people in a country are always changing, and all these changes cannot be included in the estimation of index number. Very simple, my dear students. Change is inevitable, and that is why somewhere or the other all the changes cannot be included, and thus it is also a limitation of index number. Moving further, the sixth point says qualitative changes. Yes, it focuses on quantity, it focuses on price, but not on quality, and that is why the price or quantity index numbers may ignore the changes in qualities of the product. At any given time, a better quality commodity will have a higher production cost and a higher price than an ordinary commodity, my dear students, and thus it is completely ignored in index number, which is a substitute for better product, and thus it is also one of the limitations. Moving further, my dear students, the next point is arbitrary weights. That is, the weights assigned to different commodities may be arbitrary. They might be biased. Once again, it is very important that the weights which we assign in various methods or construction, it is important they must not be arbitrary, and that is why it is also a limitation, that because sometimes purposely also these things can be biased. Last point, my dear students, here we have is limited scope. An index number has limited scope because if it is constructed for one purpose, then it cannot be used for any other purpose, and in this way, my dear students, it has various limitations. So my dear students, here we complete yet another chapter in economics. Hope you like this video and understand the concept about index numbers. We'll study the next chapter in the next video lectures. Till then, stay safe, stay connected.